this video, I will be sharing with you a few things that you should focus on when you are applying for a remote job. Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to your girl's channel. It's your girl Lika. I believe the problem is that people do not consider remote jobs as actual jobs. So when they are applying, they don't take into consideration some of the things that they actually put on the paper. Let us start with your skills. Now, the skills are probably one of the most important things on your resume, as it shows what you are capable of doing for the company. So whichever skill that you write on your application form, it should reflect what is being asked for in the job description. Let us say that you are applying for a remote sales job, right? You want to put things such as conversational skills, so you are able to start and maintain a conversation with a client. Another thing is empathy-driven sales. And this is when you are able to generate a sale by sympathizing with the customer. So basically, you are able to understand their feelings and their problem and make an effort to assist them to solve their problem with a possible solution that you may have. Another skill that you could write is emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is basically being aware of your feelings and the feelings of others and responding to them in a controlled manner. And like empathy, not everybody has emotional intelligence. Another thing is research. And guys, I don't think I have to explain research. I think it is self-explanatory. Another skill to include if you're applying for a sales job is the ability to generate leads. And this is basically the ability to capture a consumer's information so that you can decide whether or not they might be a possible customer for that business. Another thing is the ability to generate leads, which is the ability to capture the information of qualified consumers, which may eventually become customers of the business that you are working for. You want to use skills. Yes, you may have certain skills that you are proud of, but when you are applying for a specific position, you want to use skills that are more related to that job. So if you are applying for customer service jobs, use more customer service skills, and you know a little bit of technology, so you are able to use Microsoft Suite and stuff like that. Now, moving on from skills, another thing is understanding the job that you are applying for. I've seen a lot of people who don't go ahead and apply for certain jobs because they think the job is too good for them. So basically, when you're seeking certain entry-level jobs in Jamaica, you would see some dead names: customer service rep, technical assistant, but yeah, you get the idea. But then when you are applying for a job online, you see something like customer support specialist or sales specialist, and by that you're wondering, what is a specialist, or what kind of special talents or abilities you may need to apply for that position. But guys, the thing is this: it is the exact thing that you are thinking of. A sales rep or a customer service rep is just a nice word for that position. The key to this is actually reading the job description and then formatting your resume, which will reflect the qualities that the employer is possibly looking for. Now, let's move away from that. The third thing is your experience. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you something. Do not discredit yourself. If you are applying for a job that you did not go to a company to work for example, you have working experience, right? But what you are applying for, you don't have direct experience in that. So you were working at a company as, let's say, some IT person, so you never really interacted with customers or so, but then you were applying for a customer service role. If during the time that you were working and in whatever position that it was, you actually dealt with customers that came to the company, you can capitalize on that. So you can explain the role that you were working in, but also involve that in your explanation. Even if you even showed somebody direction, you indirectly carried out that job. So you basically want to include it in it, because what you're trying to do at the end of the day is to boost your ability to actually get the job. Moving on from that, so I mentioned skills earlier, but what I also want to say is that you need a detailed resume. I don't mean a long resume, but a resume that is clear and concise. I realize that when people are applying for online jobs, they do it the same way as if they were applying for a physical company. And the truth is, you do have things that you kind of want to take out of your resume because it doesn't suit the purpose, and it sometimes actually turns off an employer. I've read things about that, so if you don't believe me or whatever, you can always go ahead and do further research, which I highly advise. All I'm saying that remember that you are applying for a job that is advertised internationally, and the very way that your resume is presented, that employer might take it into consideration. Look at it this way, guys. I bet if a lot of you actually searched for resume sample online, you would never see the template that you are using showing up in Google. If whatever you see showing up in Google looks better, the structure of it, the way that the information and everything is aligned on the paper, if it looks better than what you actually have, you can take a few minutes and just put in the work to fix your resume properly, and know that you do not have to trouble it as long as you are applying for that position. Now, I would highly advise a lot of you to use Canva templates, because Canva has a lot of resume templates. Moving on, now the next thing is having a properly written cover letter. Now, regardless of physical or remote, when you are writing a cover letter, it should reflect what you have done and what you are capable of doing. So two things: what you have done, what you are capable of doing. It's not a case where you are repeating what you have on your resume. It is just that certain functions that you are not able to explain on your resume, you want to go ahead and explain how you performed that function at the company you were working with, or the company that you are working with. After you explain that function, you want to go ahead and state how it contributed to the development of that company. And guys, if you do not know how your role impacted your company, you can simply go ahead and Google it. Yes, you go and Google how the function that whatever the function is called, or blah blah blah, how that function impacts a company. So in short, you want to have a cover letter that sounds like this: I am a good fit, or I am a good candidate for the XYZ position because I have XYZ number of years experience in that position. I am sales driven, I am people oriented. I'm not saying that you should just blatantly write these on the paper. You know how to put it in sentence format to make it look nice. I am great at market research. I can provide exceptional customer service. I am extremely good at time management, or I am extremely good at event management. I have strong interpersonal skills, etc., etc., etc. Now, if it is a case wherein you do not need to submit a cover letter and instead you need to fill out specific questions, what you want to go ahead and do is to pretend that you were writing a resume. So you want to go ahead and explain how many years of experience you have in that position. So if, for example, you are asked the question, why do you think you are a good fit for the role? I believe I am a good fit for the role because I have XYZ years of experience, and then just explain your previous successes, how it contributed to the organization. So you're basically giving them the reason why you believe that you are the fit for the position. And a good thing that I always suggest is to just read over the job description and to see the skills that they require, and then use back some of those words in your explanation, because that keyword that when they see certain keywords, then you are more likely to be considered. Now, I want to talk about the jobs that actually require you to perform a test. If you are asked to perform a test, what I would advise you to do is to try and see if someone else on the internet or whatever had completed that test before. And this is common in transcription tests. A lot of people have to do like write up something or so for a transcription test. So what I would advise you to do is search down Google, search down YouTube, and see if you can find something. Reason being is because second-hand knowledge might be better than first-hand experience. Moving on from that, when you are signing up the application form, if you are asked certain questions like do you have XYZ equipment? Guys, if you know that you're able to get that equipment for use, if you get the job, select yes. Because at the end of the day, the more yes you have, is the more likely you are to be considered, because you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're a walking red flag. So you are applying for the position, yet everything that they want, it's a no. Then why should we hire you? So at the end of the day, if you are able to get that equipment in the split of a second, do not select no. If you want to go ahead and do it, fine by you, but I would advise you not to do it. So there is so much and no more that I can do in this video. So what I want you to do is, if you want to hear more information like this, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, please go ahead and smash that like button. And also you can leave a comment down below, because it will help the algorithm to push out my video. Thanks again for watching. Bye!